Welcome to One Sharp Sword, cutting through to what matters most. I'm your host, Dr. P, Dr. Wayne Purnell, and I'm known as the Outfluencer and your powerful presence mentor. Today, we're going to be talking about the difference between nice and being kind. Be nice. You're taught, be nice, be a good person, be nice. And I grew up that way. I grew up as the nice guy. I grew up as someone who knew how to placate. That was my superpower, in fact. Uh, can you hear that? Anyway, I've got a cat joining me today, and she has found her way to to join us all. My superpower as a kid was to placate. I knew how to make nice. I knew how to go along to get along. And that served me. It served me well until it didn't. And I think that's really important to know that there's a difference between being nice and going along to get along. We engage in this in our journey as humans. We engage in this sense of who am I? And the problem for me was I didn't pause long enough in my quest to find me. I will say that differently with a different emphasis. I didn't pause long enough in my quest on my journey in growing up to actually pause long enough to find myself. And I think that that actually hindered my growing up. That I was so invested in pleasing others. I was so interested in making sure that others were okay, that everybody's needs went before mine. And I know I'm speaking to a good portion of our audience today, that being nice was taught to us. It's important to be nice. And I think it's important to know that being nice is important. Being kind is more important. I was so nice that I was dumped about a week before my high school prom. And I was told I was a good sport, that that my then girlfriend had gone off and found somebody else that was going to take her to the prom. And so it's possible to be too nice. I was fired, well, was I fired for that? Or I was counseled in a management position. I held a management position, and my uh my bosses at the time, this was early in management, and it's an easy early management mistake. My bosses at the time counseled me to ensure that I wasn't being nice, trying to get everybody to like me. That wasn't doing my job. And I think that's a really important lesson that early managers learn, that it's not about being liked. And that's why now I'm so focused on being the outfluencer. How do I lift others? That's a kind thing to do. Influencers are about, how do I get liked? How do I get the likes? How do I get the notice? How do I be seen as somebody who's that nice person? And it's important not to be so nice that you're overlooked, so nice that people miss who you really are. So I think that that's something worth contemplating. It's funny, it's a paradox. It's like, well, I want to be seen as somebody that's likable. Awesome. That's a different thing than being so nice that you're not looked at, that you're overlooked for everything that you have to offer. I think it's so important that you recognize that you, as a human, you have values. You also have desires. And sometimes the people who are nice, so nice, they miss being able to vocalize the things that they really want for their own lives. And it's as subtle as, what do you want for dinner? Oh, I don't know. What do you want? Well, what do you like? Well, what do you like? And it's frustrating as heck. That's not a conversation. What do you like? What do you want for your life? So please examine your values and recognize, one of the things that I do talk about over and over again is that your values do change. Allow that to happen. Allow your values to continue to evolve and explore what they are, and dare to share them. Dare to declare who you are. Be a kind person in the world. Be someone who is in the world full of grace and compassion and empathy. Be that person, but don't be so busy trying to make nice for everybody else that you lose track of who you are. Be kind. And sometimes being kind means that you stop saying yes. I had, even this past week, I had a super high performer. He's earning in the multi-millions, and he's created multiple organizations. And he recently wrote to me and said, I think I have a problem. We had this dialogue via email. What's up? What's the problem? And the problem was simply that he had some major players in his organization having some issues, both personally and professionally, and he said that he'd take care of it. And that's nice. And now he's overwhelmed. And there's a difference between being nice and being kind. What do you need support with is a much different statement, and it's a question, versus, oh, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. Hold your boundaries. Being kind means helping people grow. And you can't help people grow if you are the one that steps in to make sure everybody's okay, to make sure nobody's going to be upset. The truth is, people will be upset. Some people will be upset by some of the writing I've done, some of the podcasts I've done, some of the other videos I've done. Some people will look at me and be upset that I'm on a journey that's bigger and bigger and bigger. Shouldn't you be retiring? Shouldn't you be slowing down? That's theirs. If I was to make nice, I would play by other people's rules. And it's time for you to stop playing by other people's rules. You don't need to be nice in order to be kind. I could play by other people's rules, and I choose to continue to serve greatly. And I choose to step in as a model for others who can see that I'm not done. And if you have retired, that's awesome. And if you're looking at retirement someday, that's awesome. I believe that being kind is also about, can you continue to serve along the way? And most of the people that I associate with, even when they've stopped doing their primary career, they continue to step in and step into service. That's kind. And as I said, sometimes people think they're being kind when they say yes. And the truth is, they're being nice when they say yes. You're being kind sometimes when you say no. And so recognize that you can say no very kindly and help somebody grow into becoming more responsible, more accountable, a better leader themselves, because they're modeling you holding boundaries, because they're modeling you stepping in and declaring who you are. This is what I value. This is where we're headed. Join me or don't. And I think that that's a very, very okay thing to be sharing with yourself first, with your family, with your colleagues, with your organization. People need to know what you stand for. Your journey in developing yourself requires that you understand your values and hold to them. You can't give them away. If you're saying yes to everything, you're giving yourself away. One of the things I talk about is that you can't give what you don't have. And if you're so busy giving yourself away, then you've missed the opportunity to step into being bigger yourself. You have to do two things. First, take time to rest. You can't give what you don't have. If you're so busy giving yourself away, you're going to exhaust yourself. And second, if you haven't grown, then you have nothing left at another level to be able to offer. You have nothing other than who you are today. So you owe it to yourself to grow. You owe it to yourself to step into a bigger life. And really, it's not about being selfish. It's about when you become bigger as a human in the world, when you've continued to learn and study and invest in yourself, and you commit to that path, then you're in greater service to others because you're in a better position to offer more. That's kind. If you want to join me further, if you want to take this discussion even deeper, I'd love to have you join me in either my retreat, stuckattetop.com. We'll talk about leadership. We'll talk about leadership magic. We'll talk about how you break through to your next level of success. Or if you want to join me and in one of my online groups, we've got the Powerful Presence program that's coming up, and you can register for that at powerfulpresence.com. I've made that super easy to access. It's an online group program, 6 sessions over the course of a couple of months. Powerfulpresence.com. I'd love it if you join me. I'm so happy you're on this journey with me. So thank you for being here. This is One Sharp Sword, cutting through to what matters most. And I'm your host, Dr. P, Dr. Wayne Purnell, the Outfluencer and your Powerful Presence mentor. Thank you for being here.